So we are back for another episode of Campfire Chronicles. It's winding down, Charlie.
It is winding down, Jim.
Because fall is winding up.
But you know, this is the time of year that I really want to put on the brakes, because from here until Halloween, I just want to savor every day, every moment. As we build up to the Halloween season.
And before you know it, it's gone.
It is gone.
Wow.
That's why I started celebrating at the middle part of August.
Abby, have you put up your Halloween decorations yet? Abby. John, have you put up your Halloween decorations yet?
Hello?
Okay, there you go. Ask her.
Have you put up your Halloween decorations yet, Abby?
Yes.
Wow.
I have bought new stuff. I have not put them up yet, but I've bought new Halloween decorations because everything I've seen is so cute.
What have you bought so far?
I got this new sign. It looks like 1950s style, like old Halloween stuff. And it's like a wicked little cat or something. But it be hanging it on your door or something like that. I don't know. It's cute.
Do you guys?
I like that style.
Is the Spirit open where you guys are at?
Spirit doesn't open until the 27th. And I'm sad.
The 27th of August?
Yes.
Damn. When do you think our Spirit opens?
Probably the same.
It's always around
It
that time.
opened,
It should be already open.
what, the 3rd?
It said yesterday it would
Oh, really?
plan on opening.
Oh, I drove by. It
It
wasn't open
wasn't
yet.
still? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like our Spirit down here is always the last to open.
Manteca.
Manteca is
Oh
always
my
the
god,
last.
it takes forever for Manteca to open. Like in September.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, Jimmy, John, Charlie, Danielle, and Abby are here. We're here to talk about Puppet Master this week. In this film, 1989, I was telling these guys after watching this for the first time today that I feel like I need to watch all of them just so I can realize exactly what it is I just witnessed.
Because it does clarify a lot of the plot in the sequels.
So this thing starts out with a point of view from about 9 inches above the ground and a tone of breathing like as it's scampering. You can hear feet scampering.
Right.
At the same time, Uncle Lewis from Christmas Vacation is up in his penthouse suite, and he's making another puppet while a samurai puppet sits out the window, or like a geisha doll puppet.
Con.
What?
His name's Con.
Because of Genghis?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes. I didn't name the That's just the name.
So, is it Wikipedia that you're finding? Like, because
yeah.
not once do they call these things by their names, but they all have names. Like,
Eventually,
They did, yeah.
down the road,
They
they
did.
say their names.
because I was going with Hook and
Splayed.
Joe Pesci, which is actually who?
Pinhead.
Sergeant in Arms.
Tunneler.
Grudge.
Oh, Leech Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Spinny Face.
That's Jester.
Are we missing one? I think we got them all for this one.
For this movie, yeah. This is the initial crew.
So there's like these dudes in trench coats that are progressively making their way to the dude's hotel room as he's packing all these puppets away in a chest. And Blade is trying to get there because he's afraid that he's going to be left out.
He's racing to get back home.
He's racing to get back home. He's not worried about killing anybody or slicing anybody. He's trying to get back up to his dad. And right as the guys get into his room, these like Charlie figures from door to door get into the room. The dude blows his head off anyway. And then we fast forward to present day to the hotel. And they're all these like people with psychic powers in one form or another are coming back to the hotel because the dude who owns the hotel has died. But it's not really clear why they're all there. Are they all there for the funeral?
Yeah, they're all there because he passed away, and so then they were asked to be there.
And
now, this is a point. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie, so John, maybe you remember it or not. Was he actually one of them in terms of like having some kind of psychic ability? I know he has an interest in magic.
Yeah, they kind of had this ring of where they all
Right.
had psychic abilities and powers, and that's why he knew that they all had that, and that's
why they were all brought together.
They were all brought
at
together.
the hotel.
And then, like 20 minutes, nothing really happens. And then we see that the blonde with the big boobs can feel past events. So we get like a nice 15-minute segment there of her playing with herself for a while.
Interesting verb there you used, Jim. Feel. It's a feel for the
she's like
situation.
Yeah, she's all about it. Like feeling other people's past sexual discretions.
That's definitely an interesting psychic power.
It is
to have.
Yeah.
Pleasures of the past.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish we were doing video right now. I mean, upon watching this video, or putting it back in the case, John literally just said, "It's a whole lot to take in, huh, Jim?" Abby, what are your thoughts on this film? Abby.
I don't know what's going on with my phone. Did you say my name?
Yeah. What were your thoughts on this film?
Okay. What have I thought of this film?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite
The one
puppet?
with the hat and the knives.
Of course.
Blade.
Blade.
Yeah, that's it. Blade. It didn't like it was. It's not one of my favorite films, but I have watched a lot of the writer's stuff since then, and you can tell when it's his because he does the. I can't think of his name. Gosh darn it.
Band. Richard Band.
Charles Band.
Charles
yeah,
Band.
I love
Richard
him.
Band. They're
He's
brothers.
Awesome. He is amazing to talk to because he'll just go on and on and on. But yeah, so is it something that like inspired me to do anything or something special? No. But was it something memorable? Yes. I'll never forget puppets killing people.
It didn't inspire you to go out and buy some marionettes and give them to your children for
like
Christmas?
Into Pinocchio. And Pinocchio was scarier.
There's definitely something scary about marionettes, though. Because I remember even as a kid watching marionette shows on television and thinking, those are really weird-looking little creatures.
So they're all there, and it does take a while for the puppets to start showing up, but eventually, once the two start banging it out, Hokan comes back into the picture, and he's scooting a chair so he can take a little peek. And sergeant in arms with his drill top. He kills the babe who's banging this guy. Which here's one thing that was weird is so
there's only one thing that was weird.
Okay, the next thing in the chain of weird things that happen. So they're banging. And as
he's tied up and blindfolded.
As dusk has fallen on their evening, they're banging it out.
Right.
Pretty aggressively.
I would think so, yeah.
50 Shades style.
And he's tied to the bed and blindfolded, and he's having the time of his life. But then she sees something that she thinks is in the room. Now, at this point, he is still seemingly inside of her as she's investigating this noise.
How do you mean that, Jim? You mean spiritually?
No, his penis is still inside.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. We on the same page here?
Yeah, I got it. I have the picture, yes.
Now she gets off to find out what the noise is because the little scamp is scooted under the bed at this point. And instead of, untying the dude and unblindfolding him so he could help with the situation, she just leaves him up there. And then she gets drilled in the face by Drill Bit Taylor. And then, honestly, the creepiest one is the one that fucking throws up leeches. That is terrifying to watch. Because it looks like it's causing her pain to do.
Yeah.
And the fucking Foley sound.
Good practical effects.
Just
you're saying that, yeah. Really good practical
as the fucking leech is coming out of her. I can't imagine. That's got to be top 3 worst ways to die.
Death by leech.
I would think so, yeah. Death by puppet.
And he gets his blindfold off just in time to see her throwing up the 4th leech onto him, which I would prefer just to have the blindfold on the whole time and just go out not fully comprehending what it was that was killing me.
Sucking all the blood out of your body.
Yeah, really.
So
you're right though. Talk about the slowest, most painful way to go.
Yeah.
Take a drill to the face, sure. At least it's gonna be over. I wonder how long he actually laid there and took that.
It wasn't the way he thought his night would end.
Mm-mm. Well, then again, I think she did put a leech on his dick. So
yeah, I think she did too.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of understood.
So after that, another one of the psychics meets Street Tough, Pinhead, in the lobby, and he bashes her face in with a fire poker. But then the dude who was dead in the first place just kind of shows up in a chair, which isn't really acknowledged by anybody.
Was at first. Yeah, nobody really knew how he got there, but they just threw him back in his coffin, and then it's kind of like they went on with their day.
No one stops and says,
who did this?
Well, they mentioned
how did he get there?
The other chick's name. The one that got bashed in, they thought it was her that did it, and they couldn't even find her, so...
they were trying to call her out for it.
Well, she's not around, so she must have did it.
Yeah, it's true.
We're all psychics. We know it wasn't us.
So that chick is dead, and now we move forward to the dude from American Graffiti starts to suspect that something more sinister is afoot, and the other psychic who was married to the dude who's dead, who also has a dead dog that she talks to and carries around for a while.
She wasn't the one that was married
She
to the
wasn't
guy
married
that
to
was
the-
dead, though.
Oh, she wasn't?
That was
No,
the
that was the
fortune
young-
teller is the one that had the dog.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So the one with the dog at first is the tarot card one that just keeps
Yeah.
saying,
Right.
Yeah.
we're in for a long night with
Right.
them banging it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, she sucks then. She's like not pivotal to this movie whatsoever. She is
She puts up the biggest
Not
fight
really.
against the puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
does.
she does.
I think that was to kind of show a thing with the puppets and how strong they were, and that you couldn't just
Yeah.
kill them.
Right.
what? Who kills her?
Blade.
Blade.
Oh
Slits
yeah,
her
that's
throat.
when he finally.
Yeah, because she was throwing around Pinhead. He was the one that like broke her calf, and she finally got away from him. And got
Oh,
around.
right. Pinhead breaks her ankle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Blade's the one that he falls down into the elevator shaft in front of her,
Mhm.
slits her throat.
So, do you think like the puppet master, whoever is animating these puppets, obviously is making them mean or friendly? Because when the old guy builds them originally, they all seem like they're pretty nice little cuddly guys.
Mm-hmm.
But he does say, remember, he leaves notes and says, I worry if they fall into the wrong hands,
Yeah.
what they would be capable of doing.
Mhm.
Well, here's the thing, guy. Like, don't make a puppet with a fucking switchblade for an arm
Yes.
if you're going to be worried about what he's capable of doing. Just give him some hands. And here's the other thing.
But
Why
he needs him to protect his shit and protect him because he's got people after him.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, okay. You're tying all the holes together, I guess.
Well, it does help if you've seen more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they do go back and do a lot of exposition in the sequels. Come
So did
later.
they eventually tell you who the guys in the trench coats were?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Nazis.
Yeah, they are.
That's the name, the Littlest Reich.
No. In 3, which is Talon's Revenge, they
I can't. Like, what?
It's kind of like
Talon's Revenge?
Talon's
Is that the
Revenge.
guy who died in this one?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's a prequel, so it goes back and explains why these guys are chasing.
it's when he's younger and he
Wait,
escapes-
Talon's the dude from Christmas Vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, not in this one. He's not.
No, that's not
No,
the
but
same
that's the
actor, but
character.
That's the
Yeah,
That's the
right.
character.
Yeah.
Right. The character's the same. Yeah.
Okay. It's making my head hurt.
It's actually it's not that complicated.
So
Maybe it's the chocolate tequila. That's
maybe
Yeah.
so I get why Blade has a blade for a hand. Like he's there to protect Talon because he's an old man.
And he's got Nazis after him.
And so all right.
This movie would make a lot more sense to you if you watched 3 first, and then watched this. Actually,
You know
it
what?
would.
Jimmy, it'll just make it all a lot easier if we just watch all 9 films.
Yeah, let's just.
back right now until the sun comes up. It's
Donna
just
won't mind.
Master
We'll see if
Marathon.
we all spend the night.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Got 12 hours.
12 hours of puppet.
One thing I do
master
gotta say
movies.
about these films, the first one was the longest one with a running time of 88 minutes. The rest of
Yeah.
them were all 80 to like 70.
Damn, they're pumping these things out in like a minute or an hour and
Well, it
10
starts
minutes.
out where they're like all in the 80s, then it drops to like 70.
70. So it's a little longer than a television
85
show.
to
I was about to say, that means they're
82,
all straight to DVD.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah, they were.
Um,
After the first one, I think they were, weren't they? Maybe the first 2.
so, the dude, the American graffiti guy,
Yeah.
Alex.
he dreams like future events. And it can be anything from days to minutes ahead of time.
Mhm.
And so he keeps having these visions. Like there's a vision of him and he's all bloody in the belly. And then there's like another vision where
he leeches on his belly.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, the leeches, right.
It's like he was seeing the other dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then he had the vision of dude's wife coming to get him, and it was just like the way that he said it was weird, but it was very logical, because she's like, I need you to come with me, I need to show you something, and he's like, hold on, let me get my shoes. Which, I mean, you don't want to walk through that hotel without any shoes on.
No.
But we didn't need to know that he needed to put them
This
on.
film was, 88 minutes. They needed to
Fill in.
fill in a lot of stuff.
Like, they were like,
Let's
okay,
get
we
the
need,
shot of him putting on his shoes.
we need to make this thing a theater-length feature
The director
film.
was cue the
So-
shoes.
We're like 20 minutes short. We need A,
A long ass dream sequence.
B, the dude to die in the elevator for like 30 minutes.
Hell yeah.
And C, we need this guy to put his shoes on for another 5 minutes. So he like sees this sequence where he's following her up to what presumably is the old dude's apartment,
Mhm.
but she opens the door up and it's like this immaculate ballroom that's just like spotless.
Right.
And there's a dude with a mask on, looks very sex culty, like Anonymous Orgy style mask from back in the day. And they start dancing, and then he takes the thing off, and it's the dude in the coffin again.
Mhm.
And he points a gun to her and says, "You can't save her." Like, and then he wakes up,
Right.
and we literally watch that entire sequence again, up into the point of the room, and then they get to, what's his name? Talon.
Yeah.
Oh no. Lost him.
What'd you say, Abby? Abby?
Oh, hey.
Did you say, oh no?
I did say, oh no. Because it cut out hella hardcore, so I didn't know what was going on.
Oh. You're back with us, though?
I am now.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening because we can hear you.
I know. I wonder if it's just my phone being stupid. I can hear you hella better now.
Huh.
Yes.
So, dude is dancing with her. The wife. So is the wife dead at this point?
The wife?
The wife isn't dead.
No.
The wife doesn't die.
That's-
They go into Talon's old room.
Mhm.
But she's the reanimator one.
At the end.
At the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find out that she can reanimate shit.
Well, she has this secret because you presume that the secret is there. Her husband had the secret. It must be available there.
And
But the thing is, I don't know if you want to get to that point yet or not. But.
so I guess I keep getting confused because she looks similar to the one with the dead dog. I keep getting the two.
Well, one has brown hair and the other one has like a sandy blonde.
Yeah.
All right.
So one carries around the dead dog,
Yes.
and the other one really doesn't.
Well, then
Yeah.
once the other one dies, she puts the dead dog in her room. Like she's got an
Yeah.
attachment. Like they all got attachment to this damn dead dog for whatever reason. Which we find out later is she's just swooping on the dog because she can bring shit back to life. Oh, free dog.
Right.
Well,
that is the whole aim in the whole movie. Is the guy who died wanted the secret of Toulon so that he could live forever. So if he died, he could bring himself back to life.
And
Which I'm not quite sure how he did that.
Well, no, that's
Presumably,
the thing,
yes.
You presume that he killed himself, and the
Right.
wife is who brought him back.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's been the
I gotcha.
puppet master the whole
I
time.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
right.
she was controlling him and doing all this.
Yeah.
So we have this huge sequence of dude is actually back to life. You find that out because American Graffiti guys, like all three of the other psychics, are in the dining room. They go into the dining room and they're all there, but they're all still very dead. So the dude with the leeches, dead dog, tarot card lady who had her throat slit, and
drill face,
and the one with the boobs who got drilled in the face, are all there. And then the guy's standing there, and he's just like so happy that they're there and he's there. The puppets are there. Jester's chilling on the table. Like everyone's just, it's just going to be a great event.
It's a dinner party.
And so he's going on and on about how he came back from the dead and he is godlike. Like he's coming off very, very prickish. Like he's being, like he cannot be stopped. And is the dude's name Alex? Something like that?
That's the American Graffiti guy.
Yeah. So he's telling like Alex, like you couldn't stop me if you wanted to. And his wife like walks over to him, like she's gonna do like this is the confusing, like is she the puppet master or isn't she? Because she kind of walks over to him and he just fucking nails her. Like he fucking just drills her in the face hard. And then he like hits Alex in the face like no over exaggeration, like 17 times. Well,
that's why you notice at that point when she's hitting it on the ground, Jester looks over at her and is pointing, and he's starting to signal to the other ones that she got hit because she's the puppet master.
Yeah, his face changes. He goes. He gets sad.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't like him when he's sad. Like, it's a very sad, emotional face.
Yeah. See, I got a different ending from it. I did. I really did. I didn't think she was the puppet master.
You think she just knew the secret?
I think she just knew the secret. She inherited the secret, and that's how they left it. I don't think she was the one manipulating everything.
yeah, I think the puppets were mad at him because of the shit he was saying.
Right.
He was like, "Oh, I don't need you. You know, he didn't need the puppets no more." And da da da.
And he actually
like,
throws. Remember, he throws the puppet. He said, "I don't need to work with these puppets anymore."
Yeah. So that
and throws it to the side, and that's they didn't like him, basically. So they turned
him off at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they fight a little bit, and then eventually dude gets locked in a elevator shaft, and the puppets collectively butcher him. And
why was Alex trying to get in
to
save him?
I don't get that.
Because the guy, I didn't understand that, why they were trying to get in. Oh, stop.
He was trying to kill you this whole time.
Trying to kill you the whole time. The puppets are, first of all, the puppets are menacing anyway. Yeah. So you want them to get out?
Yeah.
That's the only part.
That didn't make sense to me. Unless he was just a really sensitive guy that didn't want to see anybody tortured
he used to be my friend.
I mean, dude was already dead as it was.
Yeah.
He didn't have blood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, embalming fluid was his blood.
That's right. That's right.
Which that whole thing, when they start chopping his head off and he's leaking embalming fluid, that's badass.
When he gets the blade cuts off his fingers, it just flicks him off.
A lot of those scenes could have been really hokey in a low budget movie, but the special effects were good, and the stop motion was pretty good too.
Motion with the puppets, that's like my favorite.
It was good.
So yeah, they kill the bad guy, and Alex is like, "Well, if you're ever on the East Coast, give me a call." It's like the most unromantic ending to a
movie it was.
Ever.
I thought so too, because I thought they'd hook up at the end there.
Well, you gotta know, she's living in this hotel with all these puppets again.
It's true.
She knows they're there.
Yeah.
And they're like rats. They're just in the walls.
Yeah, they're just there. Just bringing dogs back to life.
And so, yeah, the last shot is her bringing the damn stuffed dog back to life, so she has the power to reanimate, which I was with him. Like, then she's animating everything.
Well, she's got access to the access to Toulon's notes, and she's got, I assume, some kind of access to her husband's, what her husband did. So I just assume she kind of inherits the mantle of the puppet master. I think she does become the puppet master at the end, but I don't think she was.
Well, I just feel like she couldn't have learned the spell from the time when Alex left her when she was walking up the stairs. That's why she almost had to have known how to do this the whole time.
Yeah.
And like you said, how did the one guy come back? He shot himself in the head. How would he be able to perform the spell to bring himself back?
I don't know that unless he did some kind of... Did he shoot himself in the head?
That's what he said.
He did,
He shot himself in the head.
So
or at least that's what we're left to believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
The wife could have shot him in the head.
Yeah.
He could have not have been shot in the head at all.
Yeah.
We never see him shoot himself or get shot in the head. The only headshot we ever see is the old man killing himself.
Toulon, yeah. Well, that part of it is a little confusing. I'll grant that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's more clear.
There's no
in the second movie.
there are some leaps you have to make through the movie anyway.
Yeah.
So you kind of, for me, it was not a big leap to assume that she had found the secret and reanimated the dog. But now she was going to have the puppets, like you said, surround her, so she was in effect, going to be the puppet master.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie.
Yeah.
All we know is more by default.
Yeah. All we know is for sure at the end of the film, she is the puppet master.
Right.
Whether she just became it or she was before.
Right. Exactly. Because she reanimated the dog.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got the power now.
And she's got the puppets to protect him.
She does. And the puppets like her.
Mr. Blade.
Okay. So, I can't believe there's 9 of these fucking movies.
You know,
you know why there's
Master is
you want to know why there's 9 of these movies? Because the puppets are cool.
Because the puppets are cool.
Oh yeah, they're all
even
very...
the 3 of us who have seen this movie probably how many times don't remember any of the other parts. All we remembered is the puppets.
And you got to remember, like we were talking about, these are marionettes, right? They're not the usual kind of puppets that you're used to seeing. These are marionettes, so they're small. They each have like a distinctive personality. They're each unusual.
Which, by the way, them being marionettes is not conveyed in this film. Like they're a marionette style, but it's not like they're tugging around strings and everything like that.
But it is in later movies.
Yeah.
Right? Because they actually show them performing at shows.
But I think in the past you see him using them and performing them. But even at the beginning when you see his workshop, he's got them hanging and they have the strings and everything. It's kind of like a, I have no strings situation with ones that are running around.
So he's Stromboli now.
Yeah.
Pinocchio.
Abby, what do you give this movie? 1 out of 10.
5, 6. You can give it 6.
6 out of 10. John.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 7.
Charlie.
I'm going to give it a 7 too. I think it's original. I think some of the plot elements like we could talk about that are confusing to us. I think they could have been ironed out a little bit. So but practical effects are good. Originality as far as the plot, I'll give it a 7. Solid 7.
And the iconicness of the characters.
Yes, exactly. Because they're still around.
Danielle.
Yeah, ditto. 7. That's what it is.
7.
Seven's around.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go 7 just because I want to.
It's made you curious about the whole franchise.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing I want to do is I want to get a pirated version of this and have us all be voice actors for the puppets' voices.
That'd be badass.
Wow.
Because
that'd be fun.
Instead of grunts and groans and heavy breathing, you can actually be like, what's going on in here?
I mean, I imagine like...
From the drill dude, and he looked into the mirror. That's what was going through my head.
But I think that's part of the thing with the characters is you could almost come up with what they're saying just by what they were doing in the situation.
Well,
like you could almost create.
The Blade guy is very like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And then like Big Hands is like, what are you doing to me? And then
he's got a New Yorker voice for sure. Like
Drillhead's like, hello, Fraulein.
Well, Gilbert Gottfried actually is the voice of Blade in number 6.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wait a minute. Curse the Puppet Master.
I'm Gilbert Godfrey. I voiced Blade in Puppet Master 6. Puppet Master 6 is called Affleck. Curse of the Puppet Master. So, okay, our virtual screen park, this is what it's looking like. Ride, we got the Ghostbusters Ecto one. We've got the Crypt Coffin ride. We got the tour of the campus for Reanimator. We've got the La Llorona River Cruise. We got the escape room experience. We've got the roller coaster from Final Destination. And if I'm forgetting one, I apologize. Scares... What?
Tom Savini and Jersey.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Tom Savini's Motorbike Adventure.
That sounds awesome.
That's awesome.
Tom Savini's Dawn of the Dead Mall Adventure.
Scare zones, we have Joe Bob Briggs' Last Drive-In, Pet Sematary 2019, Marvel Zombies, and Eight-Legged Freaks. And now the houses. Our stage show, we have Sardou's Torture Show, and now the houses. Starting from the back, working our way to the front, we have Jason Takes Manhattan, Tales from the Crypt, The Legend of Hell House. Our Jesus Christ, I can't read this thing.
How did Jesus Christ get in the maze?
What is that one on the bottom? Hold on.
So Mel Gibson's Passion.
Now, would that make a good ride, or would that make a good scare zone?
I think we're all going to get struck by lightning.
I think so too. But I think that was likely to happen anyway, John.
Is there a picture of that?
It is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which was underwhelming, but it does have some cool monsters in it. So
it's better if the maze was based on the books.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Which you could do, right? So.
And then our icon houses.
Change it right now.
Of La Llorona, Terrifier, and Hellraiser. So we have 3 houses. Next week is 3 houses in a scare zone, I should say. Next week is pretty much it before our season finale of it, because in 2 weeks we'll watch it chapter 1 and just do a recap of the whole season and maybe talk about the houses that will go in if the majority of the group doesn't enjoy it chapter 2.
I have a feeling with it chapter 2, even though some of us may not enjoy it, just from the trailers and kind of the setting that it's going towards, I'm going to say that could actually probably take Scare Zone and Maze spot.
Wow.
I mean, I like it. But
damn.
when you know,
so
good
would you
property,
say? Now let me ask you this: would you want?
I'd do the whole carnival would be the Scare Zone.
So you would want him to be an icon, Pennywise.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, we got the
Sure.
4th icon spot. I mean, that's kind of a given at this point.
All right, John is on board right now with Pennywise being the 4th icon. That main Scare Zone being a.
I don't like it, but I know it would sell.
Yeah, it really would.
So, do you think that this, because towards the back of the house on our map, towards the back of the map, we have a spot for a house. It's kind of like the classic section. Should this be a house?
Absolutely. And actually, my vision for how this would be awesome as a house would be if you were almost transformed to the size of the puppets and you got to go through these rooms with these large sets. Great. Like if you're like going under the bed and you're like walking through the stuff and you got Tunneler jumping out at you. Just because it would be cool to see them in a life-size fashion. And you're like almost the same size, and you're getting to kind of experience that whole running around the hotel room, underneath tables and stuff. I thought that would just be it's an easy, practical way to bring the puppets to life in the haunt.
Sure.
You took my idea right out of my head. Jeez. Well, because I took it off of how I liked the filming where it was low, like you were a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Well, you two took my idea because that's what I wanted to do. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
I agree with both of you.
You have them life-size puppets basically with you. Basically, you're like the size of a puppet.
Yeah.
So
then do you have like these huge dead bodies?
Sure.
You could do that.
Awesome.
Yeah. You could do that easily.
So you have huge dead bodies that the puppets have killed, and then you're seeing the puppets before, after, and during them killing the characters from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want it to be solely based on the first movie?
I think
I would love the whole franchise.
I would too, just to include the other puppets, because there's some really cool ones.
There's so many characters that you could take from it, and I mean, if you broke it up similar to like how the American Horror Story maze was, to where it would be like you'd basically enter in through each movie, and it would just be like this one would always be like the hotel, so you just get going through the hotel and seeing like the main cast, and then as you progress into like the third movie maybe, and then you get Six Shooter and Torch and all that thrown in.
Right. Because I think you definitely want Six Shooter, because that's kind of an iconic figure too.
Plus it'd be a great scare tactic to have him come out and shoot. And
right, you have the 6 arms.
Yeah. But I just think that would be a better thing visually, plus it's something that hasn't really been done, to almost make you shrunk into the size of the puppets, compared to having actors like run out with a little puppet attached to them and them screaming like. I mean, granted that'd be kind of hokey and a little bit like campy, kind of like the film, but I just think seeing them in life size and almost putting you like at their level, I think
it would be more. Actually, it would be more realistic than having the small.
Well, and that's what's scary about this is the puppets. I mean, the humans aren't scary. It's them, and if they were full size jumping out at you, I feel like that's going to be the scare.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Abby, what do you say?
I like that idea a lot, actually. I'm down.
Did you think of it first, Abby?
Yes, I did. Of course I did. I was like, damn, they took my idea. I did.
Oh, John.
No, it's really, really neat idea. And you can use actors instead of having little puppets hanging about that you know might break down or whatnot. I dig it.
Yeah, I want a life-size blade coming at me with the big-ass knife.
Pinhead. Can you imagine?
With the big arms,
I know.
right?
The little head
coming out to bear hug you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. Yeah, let them have their fun.
Let them have their fun. Jim,
are you just saying that, Jim, or do you like the idea?
Come on, Jim, what's your opinion?
No, I like the idea. I think that if nothing else, it would be entertaining. Their characters are very enduring. They have a lot of personality.
Could you imagine a life-size leech woman jumping out at you?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that.
I should have a leech come out of the mouth.
Yeah, she's got like a
All
leech.
And then you're like walking through an area and they got giant leeches on the wall next to you.
Oh,
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
I don't want that.
By changing
You
it.
can even utilize the hotel elevator too to get everybody in, go down.
Yeah, that's true. That played a part in it, too.
You're gonna haunted mansion this. You're gonna go in the
Yes,
elevator.
yeah.
It's gonna stretch. As
But
you
the
shrink.
uniqueness of changing the perspective, like John suggested,
Yeah.
that I think would make
I think
it would make it
it'd
one
be
of the
cool,
most
yeah.
memorable ones, actually.
like walking underneath a giant chair
Right,
that they built.
exactly.
You know, like
Exactly.
just to get that feel, like wow,
Yeah.
this is like crazy. Like
Yeah.
the settings, like in the prop work, is what would be awesome.
In
about
essence, you become a puppet.
that. Mhm.
You are the puppet going through this world of puppets.
So next week we are going to. I don't even know what we're gonna watch. A blank.
What do we have left? We got a maze left.
I mean, it's been.
Or do we got two mazes?
We've done
and-
so many of these damn things this year. But,
We have two mazes and a scare zone left. Is that what's
two
on right now?
mazes and a scare zone.
Okay, so if we figure it will most likely be a haunt for sure.
Yeah. I think next week we should watch Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Oh, yeah, you had mentioned that before. Yeah.
That's a good one. That doesn't get a whole lot of love. So we'll.
Yes.
About zombie.
It's actually,
It's actually what, Charlie?
I was going to say, it's actually, I've talked to a lot of people that really know and love that movie. So
I
it's
love
like,
that movie.
It's
a good
like,
one. I had him in mind for The Last Icon,
Yeah.
honestly.
yeah.
I mean, we already got a clown.
So-
Pennywise is. I love Pennywise,
And a clown.
but Art's already there
Mhm.
as the headliner. Not saying that Pennywise won't be in the thing at all. So we can have that debate. Should we go all never been original, all new icons, La Llorona, Pinhead, Art the Clown, and Leslie Vernon, or should we save that spot for Pinhead? Will Leslie Vernon be a maze? If it's not Leslie Vernon, it'll either be the Haunted Mansion or a Into the Dark compilation house.
Can it just be Puka?
Huh?
No.
Puka.
I think that one would
Puka on
be
its own.
awesome.
Could be the Christmas house.
Into the Dark compilation house?
No, just Puka.
No, just.
Puka?
Just. I don't know. I
There's
like
so
that.
many other
I like
better
that,
characters than
yeah.
Puka in that series.
You know, you're talking about watching Nosferatu, right?
I love
Nosferatu's
would
creepy.
make a good. I think
Yeah.
that would make a good.
So there's
So let's hold off on the
Whatever.
icon until we get to it. In case we do pick Leslie Vernon.
for the icon maze.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will watch Leslie Vernon. We will discuss whether or not it'll be placed in the final map. We will watch, or we will talk about Into the Dark, or just a Haunted Mansion IP maze as well. And then in 2 weeks, we will be watching It Chapter 1 and finalizing things, getting ready for that following Thursday for It Chapter 2 in the season finale before we close up shop and start to get ready for haunt season. So we thank you for listening. Do you want to do a haunt core history? Or are you going to go home?
We'll see.
Thank you for listening. I don't know what show else will be on this week. We'll find out in about 30 seconds. You'll have to wait for a day or so. But yeah, we'll be back. Campfire Chronicles next week.